These will be our materials that we will use for our flip book. This is how we're going to make the flip book. First, you would put one piece of paper and lay it on the table flat. You take the second piece of paper and leave about an inch of paper from the top and lay it on top of the first sheet of paper. Next, you take the third piece of paper and you leave about an inch of paper from the top and lay it on top of the second sheet of paper. You take the last piece of paper and leave about an inch of paper from the top and lay it on top of the third sheet of paper. Now you pick up the whole stack and you fold it halfway to make 4 more flaps. Make sure all flaps are evenly spaced. You should have 8 flaps. On the top page of the flip book, you would glue the world map. Then you would use crayons to write the title in different colors for each letters, so it looks like a rainbow of colors. You would write a rainbow of animals above the map. Okay, so this is what the title page would look like. A rainbow of animals on top with the map on the bottom. This is our first bag, which will be for a bald eagle. We will take everything out of the bag. On the first flap, we will glue the animal name in English on the left side. Okay, we will glue in the middle of the flap the pronunciation of the animal. Then we will glue on the right side of the flap the Spanish name of the animal. Okay, on the inside, we will glue the continent name in English on the top left side. In the middle on the top, we will glue the pronunciation of the continent. Then we will glue on the right side the Spanish name. Okay, now we will glue the animal in the middle of the page. On the left side of the animal, we will glue the English facts. And on the right side, we will glue the Spanish facts. This is what our first page will look like. Okay, next we will pull out the bag with the llama in and put all the contents on the table. Okay, on the second flap, we will glue the animal's name in English on the left side. On the middle of the flap, we will glue the pronunciation of the animal. And on the right side, we will put the Spanish name of the animal. On the inside of the book, we will glue the continent's name in English on the top left. We will put the pronunciation of the continent in the middle on the top. And on the right side, we will put the Spanish name of the continent. Okay, in the middle of the page, we will put the picture of the animal. On the left side of the animal, we will put the English facts. And on the right side, we will put the Spanish. And this is what our second page will look like. Okay, for our third one, we will pull out the bag for a wolf. And we will put the contents on the table. Okay, on the third flap, we will put the animal's name in English on the left side. We will put the pronunciation in the middle. And we will put the Spanish name on the right side. Okay, on the inside, we will put the continent in the top left. We will put the pronunciation in the middle. And we will put the Spanish on the right. Now we'll put the picture of the wolf in the middle. We will put the English facts and glue them on the left side. And we will put the Spanish facts on the right side. And this is what our third page will look like. Okay, now we will do our fourth animal. We will pull out the bag for the elephant and lay the contents out on the table. On the flap, we will have the animal in English on the left side. We will put the pronunciation in the middle. We will put the Spanish name on the right side. On the inside of the book, on the top left, we will put the continent in English. In the middle, we will put the pronunciation. And on the right side, we will put the Spanish of the continent. Now we will glue the picture of the animal in the middle. We will put the English facts on the left side. And we will put the Spanish facts on the right side. And this is what our next page will look like. Next, we will pull out the bag with the tiger in it and lay everything out on the table once again. On the flap, we will have the English animal tiger on the left side of the flap. Then we will put the pronunciation in the middle. And on the right side, we will have the Spanish. On the inside, we will put the continent on the top left. The pronunciation in the middle on the top. And we will put the Spanish name on the top right. Next, we will glue the picture of the animal in the middle. We will glue the English facts on the left side. And on the right side, we will have the Spanish facts. And this is what our next page will look like. Our next animal will be the penguin, and we will lay out the contents on the table. We will put the penguin name in English on the flap on the left side. We will put the pronunciation of penguin in the middle of the flap. And we will put the Spanish name of penguin on the right side of the flap. Okay, we will open up the book. And on the inside, on the top left, we will have the continent in English. We will have the pronunciation of the consonant on the middle top. And on the right side, we will have the Spanish name of the continent. Next, we will put the picture of the animal in the middle. We will put the English facts on the left side of the animal. And we will put the Spanish facts of the animal on the right side. And this is what our next page will look like for the penguin. Our last page will be the kangaroo. And we empty the contents of the bag out onto the table. We put kangaroo's name in English on the left side of the flap. We put the pronunciation of the animal down the middle. And on the right side, we put the Spanish name of the animal. On the inside, we will put the consonant's name in English on the left side. We will put the pronunciation of the continent in the middle. And we will put the Spanish name of the continent on the right side. We will glue the picture of the animal in the middle. We will glue the English facts on the left side. And we will glue the Spanish facts on the right side. And this is what our final page will look like. We have finished our flip book for a rainbow of animals, and this is our final project.